Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, welcome to the Ankur IAS YouTube channel. So, I have brought another 10 important MCQs for all of you with respect to the environment and ecology. Hello, dear, hello. So, let's start. The first question for today is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change was signed in 1992 at the UN Conference on Environment and Development, also known as the Earth Summit, the Rio Summit, or the Rio Conference. The UNFCCC entered into the force in 1994 and has been ratified by the 97 countries. हाँ जी, क्या कर सकती हैं? Which of the above is correct? One only, two only, one and two, none of the above. Okay. Right answer is A. Yes, second is incorrect. राइट वास्तविक 97 कंट्रीज तो बहुत कम होगी बेटा. The second statement, UNFCCC entered into force in 1994 and it has been ratified by 197 countries. Right? And the objective is to achieve the stabilization of greenhouse gas concentration in the atmosphere at a level that would prevent dangerous repercussions within a time frame. ठीक है, so first statement is correct, second is incorrect. Next question. The Kyoto Protocol is an international agreement linked to the United Nations Environment Programme which commits its parties by setting internationally binding emissions reduction target. Kyoto Protocol was adopted in Kyoto, Japan in 1997 and entered into force in 2005. Which of the above statement is or are correct? One only, two only, one and two, none of the above. Yes, right answer is B. First is incorrect, second is correct. Right? Kyoto Protocol is an international agreement linked to UNFCCC, ना कि UNEP, which commits its parties by setting internationally binding emission reduction targets. Right? It was adopted in Kyoto, Japan in 1997 and entered into force in 2005. Next question. Paris Agreement is the landmark environment accord that was adopted in 2015 to address the climate change and its negative impacts. It replaced the Kyoto Protocol, which was an earlier agreement to deal with the climate change. It aims to reduce the global greenhouse gas emissions in an effort to limit the global temperature increase in this century to well below the 3 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial levels. Yes, right answer is A. Right, it is not 3 degrees Celsius, it is 2 degree. Okay, it is a landmark environment accord that was adopted in 2015 to address the climate change and its negative impact. It aims to reduce the global greenhouse gas emissions in an effort to limit the global temperature increase in this century to well below 2 degrees Celsius. Next question. Environment Protection Act, or the EPA 1986 establishes the framework for studying, planning and implementing long-term requirement of environmental safety and laying down a system of speedy and adequate response to situations threatening the environment. The EPA Act was enacted under Article 153 of the Indian Constitution, which provide for the enactment of legislation for giving effect to international agreements. Which of the above is or are correct? Right, answer is A. Second option is incorrect because EPA Act was enacted under Article 253 of the Indian Constitution. ठीक है, 153 तो जो है basically if we will go into see, then it will go into deal with the governor's provisions. Next question. EPA Act 1986 empowers the state government to establish authorities charged with the mandate of preventing environmental pollution in all its forms and to tackle specific environmental problems that are peculiar to different parts of the country. In case of any non-compliance or contravention of the current provision of the EPA or of the rules under this Act, the violator can be punished with imprisonment up to 5 years or with a fine up to rupees 1 lakh or with both. Chalo, right answer is B. First statement is wrong. Right? It is not the state government authorities, it is the central government authorities. It empowers the central government to establish the authority charged with the mandate of preventing the environmental pollution in all its form and to tackle the environmental pollution, specific environmental problems that are peculiar to different parts of the country. ठीक है, फाइन बिल्कुल ठीक है, यहां पे दिया हुआ. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. India is vulnerable to climate change due to its diverse terrain, rapid use of natural resources, due to the current trend of precipitous urbanization, industrialization, and economic growth. Increasing temperature and changing climate and the weather patterns across the globe led to shift of trees and plants towards the polar regions and the mountains. कौन सी स्टेटमेंट सही है? आंसर इज सी. राइट, दोनों स्टेटमेंट सही है. देखो, पोलर रीजन्स में बहुत तेजी से जो है यहां पे जो है वो मेल्टिंग ऑफ द आइस वगैरह हो रही है और बहुत तेजी से जो है यहां पे माउंटेन रीजन्स जो है यहां पे उनमें बारिश कम हो रही है. So what is happening that environmentalists now they have started recommending to shift the trees and the plants towards the polar regions and the mountains. Yes. जी हाँ. ठीक है, तो बहुत तेजी से चीजें जो सिनेरियो बदल रहे हैं. अगला क्वेश्चन. रिड्यूसिंग द एमिशंस फ्रॉम deforestation and forest degradation is a mechanism developed by parties of the right answer is C. Reducing emissions from deforestation forest is a mechanism developed by the parties of UNFCCC. It created the financial value for the carbon stored in forest to offer the incentives for the developing nations to reduce the emissions from forested lands and invest in low carbon paths. Next question. Consider the following statements. The National Action Plan on Climate Change was launched in 2008 by Prime Minister Council on Climate Change. It aims at creating the awareness among the representatives of the public, different agencies of the government, scientists, industry, and the communities on the threat posed by the climate change and the steps to counter it. Which of the above is or are correct? Yes, right answer is C. All statements are correct. NAPCC was launched in 2008 by the PM Council on Climate Change. Right, yes. It aims at creating the awareness among the representatives of the public, different agencies of the government, scientists, industry, and the communities. No, it is C only, dears. Good afternoon, Lokesh. Next question. Greenhouse gases are gases that absorb and emit the radiant energy within the thermal infrared range. Primary GHG are the water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and ozone. GHG create the GH effect, which is the process by which radiation from a planet atmosphere cools the planet's surface. बताइए कौन सी स्टेटमेंट सही होगी? ओके, yes, right answer is A. राइट, थर्ड स्टेटमेंट इसलिए रॉन्ग है, वो कूल नहीं करेगी, वार्म करेगी प्लैनेट सरफेस को. Right, GHG create the GH effect, which is the process by which radiation from a planet atmosphere warms the planet's surface. So 1 and 2 is correct, third is incorrect. Now, aerosols have a no direct effect on climate change on absorption and reflection of solar radiation. Indirectly, it can affect the by modifying cloud formation and the properties. Atmospheric aerosols, these can scatter and absorb the solar and the infrared radiation. कौन सी स्टेटमेंट सही है? वन ओनली, टू ओनली, वन एंड टू, नन ऑफ द अबव. Yes, right answer is B. राइट, एरोसोल्स का डायरेक्ट इफेक्ट है क्लाइमेट चेंज पे ऑन द एब्जॉर्प्शन एंड रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ द सोलर रेडिएशन. इनडायरेक्टली, राइट, इट कैन अफेक्ट by modifying the cloud formation and the properties. Right, so these are the 10 important MCQs on the environment and ecology. Now, tomorrow I will be bringing the 10 important MCQs on the geography. Timing will be 6:30 p.m. So please do share this channel with the other friends also, in other Telegram groups also, and ask your colleagues or the friends or all other aspirants to whom you know to join these MCQ sessions, as these questions are only created for all of you. Right? Thank you for your support. Take care. See you tomorrow.